of Imola, if I remember. I mean, by Bahrain. I hope it's set as a night race. If not, we're gonna have to deal it in the day. To be fair, we were like in this series we change it up in the game. So Bahrain qualifying the day, why not? As this is happening, I'm going to be sorting out the other two rounds for clips for YouTube and that, because I need to either send people. Actually, I could just send them. Can't be bothered. But qualifying's about to start in 5 seconds. Gonna crack a cold one. Watch qualifying. My money on winning this race should be piss off. But Will Ryan, Will Sternvesti will be taking the grid penalty this race. Means in 4 races he has 4 more races to do that. Bit of a smart move for him to do it this race, as it's kind of an easy track to kind of overtake really, but purple sector 1-4. So, oh, and he like uses it. He keeps it. Can he keep hold? Yes, he can. The Ferrari, a bit of a moment there with him. But we move. Still, the other two drivers have not yet in the series. Fernando Alonso on pole position for the first time since probably 2012. If I can remember correctly, I can't remember when he last got pole, so there is your starting lineup. Looks like everyone at the back, but Hayden outranks, outperformed Tom, but this was going to be the race where one of them could easily get the advantage over the grid penalty from Will Sternvesti, but it looks like they're all going to be starting at the back together, which gives Will Sternvesti the advantage to outperform now. So it's an advantage to him, but it's his race to lose pretty much at the moment as it stands. But we'll ride on board with one of them, and it's lights out, and away we go. And it's a good start from Tom. Tom gets his way through, gets through. He gets his way through, and he breaks. Oh, there's a bit of carnage going on, but he's up to 5th. Is he going to make an overtake on Lewis Hamilton? Yes, he hit. He's side by side with Lewis Hamilton. Time penalty for Tom. It was going so well for him, but Yuki Tsunoda leads the Grand Prix. No way! Yuki Tsunoda is at AlphaTauri, 1 and 3 at the moment. Ferrari's Tom has a 3-second penalty, I think, for gaining the place off the track. and Will is in 7th. But it's advantage AlphaTauri as it stands. It was a great start from Tom, but with that penalty, let's just confirm if it was a 3-second penalty. I'm pretty sure it was. No, it's a 5-second penalty. That's pretty big. But riding on board now with Hayden, who should... Can it be an AlphaTauri 1 and 2? No DRS in the opening laps, a bit of carnage, but he gets it way through. He gets through, and it is an AlphaTauri 1-2. Yuki Tsunoda leads Hayden, leads Fernando Alonso, leads Tom, then Guan Yu Zhou, then Wilster Investee, the top 6. Followed by, oh, he's up to 5th now, Wilster Investee. He is gaining places. There is a second, under a second separating the top 4. Now the top 5 and the yellow sector 1, and Tom has had a moment, it looks like. He's lost a few places now. And he has carnage with his teammate. He's down to 12th. And he has another carnage. He spins it. He's in last. The Ferrari driver. They get dropped. But Yuki Tsunoda leads a Grand Prix. Go on, Yuki. We're all behind you, kid. Yuki Tsunoda setting the pace as it stands, but it looks like there's a 3 wide into turn 1. Wait, it doesn't look good. Goes wide-headed. But goes through. There's a bit. Oh, he spins it. It's dream heaven for Wilster Investee. If he overtakes Yuki, I will be a depressed man. I will be depressed. But Hayden's still in the top 5, which is a good thing for him, scoring some good points. We just hope he can actually get back on the podium. But with Tom, I don't know what's happened to him. He had that amazing start, and it all went downhill. And he's gone back to his ways. We thought in pre-season he was actually a good driver, believe it or not. But now, he's reverted back to season 1. He's having contacts with Lance Stroll. Still, the only driver currently racing to not score points. He needs to score points. As we're talking, Wilster Investee is closing on Yuki Tsunoda. Which is so sad to see. Tom has made a place. Bit of fighting going on with, looks like Guan Yu Zhou and Hayden, but looks like Hayden's a bit under threat against Lewis Hamilton. He dropped a pace, but still in points, which this early on in the season you'd really want to score as most points as you can, but at the moment for a rookie season he's doing alright. Doing alright. It's not that bad, don't worry. But for Tom, it's embarrassing that he's at the back of the grid. This far back, especially. Oh no, guys, F in the chat. DRS zone. He's in DRS now. If he overtakes Yuki, booze in the chat, guys. Booze in the chat. We can't have this guy overtake Yuki. Go on, Yuki. You better not overtake Yuki, I'll be depressed. This is sad as hell. The saddest thing in human history. Side by side. Yuki tries to keep it. He keeps it well. But Yuki has to concede the place. That is so sad to see. That is so sad. And yet again, it has had a bit of a moment. In one of the corners. But now he is with his arch rival, who's right behind him. Who has a 5-second penalty, but lets him through. Wise move, I would think. We're coming to lap 5 of the Grand Prix. We've had such a sad moment of Yuki Tsunoda being overtook on that lap. Logan Sargent and Hayden look like they're fighting a little bit, but Yuki Tsunoda can't even get close. Oh, he's getting close, but not close enough, which is sad to see. We all wish he was leading the Grand Prix still. But Tom Pitts, one of the early pit stoppers of the Grand Prix. Believe he's served that penalty now. Yes, he has. So he is clean of that 5-second penalty, so he can attack. He is on the fresher tyres, so maybe he can gain a lot of places now. I can only hope and pray that he actually does well. I hope he actually scores some points this race. Or in fact, I wish he can get a win. But he's currently at the back of the grid because of that pit stop. But it's not the end of the world so far. On board with Hayden, who's just hit a pole out. But he's coping well so far. Scored that podium in his first race. Kind of a dry patch at the moment. Yellow sector 1 and 3. What has happened? We don't know what's happened. There's a slow car. I believe it's Esteban Ocon. It is Esteban Ocon, who's DNF'd, and the first DNF of the race. Tom is making places through the pit stops, it looks like. Out goes Verstappen. And goes through Ferrari. And the crowd go wild, I love that, but Verstappen comes back at him to take the place back. But here comes Tom into this tricky set of corners, but if he can hang on going into turn 10, potentially he can have that DRS But he gets his nose into that, goes side by side into the hairpin. But it's still Verstappen who has the upper hand. Going in. We've got DRS. He's got DRS, Tom. Can he make a move on Verstappen? Bit of collision, but there goes Tom. Up to 14th he goes. Bit earlier on the harder compound, but is ahead of Verstappen. Everyone's pitting now, but he goes wide a bit, Tom. But he's still ahead. But bear in mind, DRS on the next few corners. On the DRS is coming up on this straight. Is Verstappen going to make a move on Tom? Everyone has pitted now. Everyone is going up places. For Tom is up to 10th. Slides a bit. 2.5 seconds behind Bottas. 1 point he's scoring so far. People still yet to pit who are on the harder set of tyres. If I can try and show you what compound everyone's on, I'll show you now. Nope. Broadcast camera. Hang on. There we go. Everyone has stopped. Positions gained. There are your... Ugh, dearie me. But Bottas is going to be overtaken soon, it looks like. Yellow flag in sector 3. It looks like it's Hayden. Bit of a moment, but Tom goes off the track and gets a 3-second penalty for corner cutting. I don't know why he did that. He was going well, the comeback was on, but he's ruined it. But it's still sad to see up at the top 2. Yuki in second. He's tried his best to do. Still early on the season, so anything can happen. But he had to ruin Yuki Tsunoda's maiden win to go on to win a hat-trick of wins in the triple header. Disappointed in Yuki Tsunoda, he could have won it. Well, here is Yuki Tsunoda. Could have been what it could have been at the moment, but it looks like he's settling for the runners-up spot now. For Tommy, he needs to get at least 3 seconds away from Verstappen to guarantee that place in 10th to be the finally score points. But he keeps going wide into that corner, which is a common thing for most drivers. So He's still got the edge on Verstappen. He's in that DRS of Bottas now, trying to get the edge. Fastest lap and more points to his tally, pointing it up to 86, if my brain actually is working, points at the top, trailing, leading by, I don't know, X amount of points, I guess. I'm not a human calculator, but here comes the DRS now for Tom. Getting that extra speed down the straight. Has to play it nicely, but he has a bit of contact with Bottas, but gains 9th. Still got time to try and get Leclerc to get an extra point. As it stands, he's guaranteed pretty much, I believe, maybe in a point or two, but he has to get at least 3 seconds away from Bottas. As it stands, he's only at 1.5 seconds ahead. It's a better corner from him. Gaining much more time down the straight. We like to see that, we like to see it. I'm on board with this defence from this attack. He's finally, as soon as you get your first points to the board, I believe you can actually try. It's actually rewarding, what do I mean? You can got out your system so you can actually attempt, well, not attempt, but you can actually be better. You've got that motivation to try and score more. But as it stands with Hayden, it's just the tracks have not been probably suited him yet. There will be tracks to come. Azerbaijan, just speed and confidence you need in round 4. And then what we did it when it happened in pre-season, he did do alright. He nailed that chicane, something Leclerc couldn't do in qualifying one time. The infamous Castle Corner. He won that race. Against Face Jack. Well, to be fair, with Face Jack, anything is an achievement. If he did win it, he actually did cross the line, Face Jack, but that's something. Right, here we go. Lap 13 about to start, I'm pretty sure, down for Ulster Investee. But for Leclerc v Tom should be happening either this lap or the penultimate lap. I mean the final lap. Might be a bit difficult seeing as Leclerc's also got DRS. But here we go. No DRS at this point is just shy of that magic 1 second. He's just a bit over. He's under 5 tenths now. But he was in the activation point. He might have to be the final lap. Unless he can do a miracle around this tricky chicanes. Wilster Vesti going down the back straight now. About to go through sector 4, about to start the final straight before the end. And for Wilster Vesti, start at the back of the grid. Had to ruin Yuki Tsunoda's maiden win. 10-second lead, start at the back of the grid. Yet a hat-trick of wins for Wilster Investee. Had to ruin Yuki. We all boo that in the chat. How dare he? Yuki Tsunoda. Yuki Tsunoda. How could he? Tom's trying to make an overtake. My screen's messed up. I don't even know what lap we're on. It says 40 before. I don't know if that is south. But if it's an extra lap, there's an extra lap, I guess. So Wills to Investi does win. Tom makes the move. Gets the move done. Gets up to 8th. I think he'll finish that 8th. Or 10th. He needs to score points, not tackle. Ulster University crosses line to win. Another win. Hat-trick. Hatsuru and Yuki Tsunoda. But for Tom, it's still a battle to stay in the points. To be the next point scorer. Can he finally get points on the board? We'll find out. Because of his penalty, he nearly loses it, and we'll get a point. A single point for that time penalty. Tom finally gets points on the board. And not just any old point, one singular point. He finishes 10th after that penalty. Hayden rounds up the entire grid. Hard luck on him. But for Tom finally getting points on the board, you will feel it. He's dead happy. Started 18th, fair enough. Get to first. Could have been for Tom if he didn't lose it. That's twice now he's done that. But Yuki Tsunoda could have had that win if Will did not overtake him, but he at least gets a runners-up spot. Look how happy he is. He knew he could have won that race today. He will win. I'm sure he will. One of those races again. Hat-trick of wins. Going into the first break of the series. What a race. Goodbye.